Hello, second graders. As you can see, we're going to be starting our math lesson with a review on bar graphs. A graph is simply a tool used to represent data or information. This is a vertical bar graph. As you can see, each of the bars is going up and down or vertically. With any graph, there's a few things we're going to need. For instance, a title. This one is types of pets. That lets anybody know that's looking at this graph what it's about. Obviously, then we need to have choices. We've got dog, fish, cat, turtle, birds, and of course we would have had people that we were asking the question of, most likely what type of pet do you have? Now the one thing I'll say, I wasn't able to do this on this bar graph, but one thing that's really helpful with any graph is each of the choices, it's often better to have each of them be a different color. It really helps the person analyzing that graph differentiate those things. Now if we're looking at this, obviously we could observe a few notable things. So for instance, looking at which choice was the most popular. Hopefully you were saying dog. Which choice was the least popular? Hopefully you're saying the bird. So those are some real simple things we could do. Now off to the side, we have our numbers representing how many people chose each thing. Now what's interesting about this is I can kind of change this if I choose to. And this is something you need to be mindful of and we're going to do in the coming days with these. Now as I move this slider up, you can see that each one of my lines no longer represents one person, but instead it actually represents two people. So for instance, since the dog is in between the 8 and the 10, we would know that this dog should have 9 people because there's actually a 9 in there. The fish is in between the 4 and the 6. That's going to be 5. The cat in between the 6 and the 8, 7. Turtle is straight on the 4. And the bird is right on the 2. So as we're looking at those, we know that the dog has 9, the fish has 5, the cat has 7, the turtle has 4, and the bird has 2. Now another question that often comes with graphs, and I'm going to clear that information right there, is, we'll obviously talk about the very obvious ones of which one is greatest and which one is least, but also we want to look at things like how many more or how many less does one particular item have than another. So for instance, if we wanted to compare the cat and the turtle, we could say how many more people had a cat or how fewer people had a turtle. It's essentially the same question. Now there's a couple ways we could do this, and I'm going to actually move my slider to get it back to where we had just one response per line. Now one thing we could do is simply count on. We could look at the turtle, here's our cat, and we could say, oh, there's 1, 2, 3. Now I will say this, anytime you get the question of how many more or how many less or fewer, that should be a mental click to you to go, oh, that's subtraction. So what you could do is take the cat has 7, the turtle has 4, 7 minus 4, the difference is 3. Either way this question is asked, the cat has 3 more than the turtle or the turtle has 3 less than the cat. Subtraction works for either. You just want to start with the greatest number, subtract the least number, and you're going to get the answer to that question. All right, now, on our next page of this module, you're going to see some graphs that I've made, and you're going to be answering questions about those graphs. There are 6 of them. You're going to need to pay close attention because the graph you're going to do, it is set up so that each one of our lines is 2 choices or 2 people. So you're going to need to be really aware of that as you are working on that quiz. All right, go get it.